Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining the second HRSIG meeting, Indus HRSIG meeting. Uh, and the first one we had Rahul Dattatreya from Tata Communications share how they are using automation in their organizations. Today we have Clement from Viacom 18. So he's going to talk about how can we help increase leaders' decision-making capacity. So the idea of the HRSIG is to ensure that we get different perspectives. We hear multiple stories of how organizations are using HR tools and technology in order to support the HR as a function. So maybe Delighten, do you have anything to add to what I said? Delighten, by the way, is the SAP lead for the HR special interest group. He's supporting us from an SAP standpoint.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I think it's nice to have everyone out here. And just to add on to what Mukesh said, I think this HRSIG special interest group was particularly created to share more of HR-related topics and give more insight about the trends or maybe what industry is using in for their own organization and which can help others. So it's more of a sharing forum which we are keeping it here. And at the same time, we have been started this initiative. It's at the very nascent stage at this moment. So we are planning to grow it bigger. After this session from Clement, we will be having one interactive session from everyone where we would seek your inputs as well as to how we want to steer this SIG to have more interaction and more participation in this. So that's all from my side. So I am the customer engagement executive for SAP SuccessFactors, and based on the feedback from many of the customers, we created this group, and happy to be a part of this initiative and take it further. So just to give a quick,
Thanks.
okay, yeah, thanks.
So just thanks, Delighten. Just a quick, housekeeping note. At the bottom of your screen, if you are joining from your desktop or laptop, there is a chat option. At any point in time, if you have a question, you can always go to the chat option and put in your questions. And if you have at any point in time, if you want to speak, we are using the meeting feature of Zoom, so you can unmute yourself and ask a question as well. So the idea of the entire special interest group and getting all of you guys together is so that there is interaction between all of you and you get to know each other. You get to know how you use technology within your organization. So please make it interactive. You can either put it on chat or you can unmute yourself and ask your question. So maybe now can I request Clement to maybe, it's better that you introduce yourself instead of someone else introducing you. So can I ask you to introduce yourself and take it away?
Sure. Thanks, Mukesh. Thanks, Delighten, for allowing me to host this piece. Good morning, everyone. Good to see a good number here. My name is Clement Rosario, and I lead the shared services here, which is the entire gamut of technology, payroll, operations, and HR analytics, which is closer to my heart. So, in fact, I joined Vicom around 3 years. And I have a total of 14 years plus of experience. I worked with BFSI organizations for around 10 years. And just before Vicom, I've been working with Star TV. So in the last two stint has been primarily with the media company here. A lot of consolidation and a lot of efficiency which was needed here, and in terms of streamlining various processes in the media setup here. So I'll start straight with the session. In fact, thanks Mukesh and Delighten, wherein this is a SAP program, but allowing to speak about various sessions, which is very important, and a lot of sharing of knowledge happens, which is on a different topic itself. While my topic today will be primarily on the HR analytics space as to what Vicom has done, and for these things to successfully, what all tools, or what all methods we have used. And of course, success factor was the core for us in this entire journey. So I'll start straight with the session here, guys. So the topic here is increase leaders capacity. So how we can increase the leaders decision making capacity by supporting data, by supporting tools to the business effectively. So I'll start with certain survey here. In fact, in most of the in a certain survey which has happened in the last 1 year, while we have been speaking a lot about data HR things, but the survey output of the survey has been very clear, which states that just 15% of the business leaders have changed their decision in the past year as a result of HR data. So this number is very alarming. As a HR think that we have a lot of data and we are able to support business on this, whereas business thinks the other way around. Keeping this data point in, parking this data point that only 15% of the business leaders have changed their decision. But what we as a HR forum are, continuously talking about predictive, big data, machine learning, prescriptive, and so on. But the real problem lies, which in fact, this is a topic which I also spoke in one of the HR Analytics Summit here. And when I asked this question, the next slide, where the real problem lies with most of our organization is 60% of the data is not captured and rest not integrated. In fact, almost 80 to 90% of the people had raised their hand stating, yeah, this is the real scenario in our organization. So keeping this as a reality, what as an HR, we continuously speak about these, So I'm not saying that we should not be looking into predictive, not be looking into big data. Step, we should be focusing clearly on getting our data into place, getting our data integrated, and start showing dashboards, and then maybe taking the next step of doing the predictive or doing the machine learning. And these things gets applicable to only those initial 20 or 30% of the organization, wherein the numbers are very huge. You have 20 to 30,000 people headcount there, wherein you have already an established system, wherein you already have the data into place, and then wherein you are looking into machine learning and everything. So this is definitely required, but the first step is to get these in place. So this would be my focus, and this is what our reality at Vicom was. When I started around 3 years back, this was exactly our reality here. So I'll just go to the next slide and share as to how did we started streamlining this step by step. So as a start, we started looking at our data, and we said let's create data at first place. We had got success factor into place, but we were not thinking on those lines that whether can we look at capturing all this data. So our challenge, before I get into the slide piece here, so our challenge at Vicom 18 was most of our data was not captured, or the data which were captured were lying with respective businesses with their Excel in their Excel manner. Like for an example, I would share, we have a quarterly rewards and recognition program which we have. So the data, the way it used to get stored was like Clement, Delight, and Mukesh in an Excel has got this award. So you can understand this becomes so difficult because there was no unique ID attached to these names. There was no, all these names were particularly put in one single cell in an Excel. And when we have to report any data around that, it is a huge, massive task. So while as part of our initial step, we removed all this data and we cleansed all this data for the last 3-5 years. But we also put a process in place so that these data come in a required format in the system and it is captured. So we did very interesting things in our company here. We created 2 groups within the HR team, and we told them to think about all the possible metrics which you could think around and write those matrices in the table and come and present it. So the 2 key objective was, one, we wanted the HR team to simulate their mind and think about the various matrices which they could think of. The other key challenge around a couple of years back, HRs were known mostly only to go and speak to the business, not with real data or not with the business sense. So the other key objective, or I would rather say as a primary objective, which we would wanted to create is build a culture of data within our team. So the key purpose of creating this 2 group was that they think around the data, And whenever they're talking to the business, so the group comprised of business partners who interact with business on the day-to-day basis, it comprised of the L&D team, it comprised of the recruitment team, so that all the perspective of HR matrices could get covered in this within this two group and could get presented. And because of which, what we achieved is the entire team started thinking around those data lines. So this helped us as a HR analytics team, as a technology team here, for me to set the base within the entire team. So a simple template is what they created. This is just a couple of samples which I am kind of showing it here. So one of the matrices was training need analysis. Okay, so training need analysis, if I take a topic.
Clement, I think
Yes,
the slide
Mukul.
is still stuck at data creation.
Yeah, can you
It
see
just says
the
data
training need
creation.
analysis? Can you see the
No,
defining
so
metrics? Can
no,
you
so we only see
see?
data creation.
Uh,
It just says data creation. That's it. Nothing else on the slide.
uh, Still, it is showing data creation.
Yes. So I think
It's,
we've had this problem. If you share the application, there might be a problem like this. But if you share the entire screen or your desktop, this problem usually doesn't happen.
should I stop share and restart it?
Yes, please.
Let's do that. Hi, Mukesh.
Yeah, we just see a message saying Clement Rosario has started sharing screen. Double click to enter full screen mode. That's all. Nothing else. No, so, but I don't see your screen. It's just blank.
Okay, so sure. So you're saying, should I paste this in the desktop?
Yeah,
No,
so
acha.
share the desktop.
Share the desktop rather than sharing the
Okay.
application. I would say that so you have multiple option, right? So you can just click on shares, which is it? I think share screen, right?
Either
Can you see it
screen
now?
or desktop. No,
I think
blank.
not yet. Wait just a minute. So
So
there
what
is
did you
an
do last time
option.
around?
So there is an option at the last called share all windows, show all windows. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, and
perfect. I did
in that,
that.
and in
Go to
that,
the various folders, is it?
yeah, I think there is it directly.
No, no,
Can you
no,
see this folder?
no.
Nothing.
You can't see anything, Mukesh?
No, it's just blank. So you're not sharing the right thing. So just try doing what you did last time when you first logged in.
Okay, do it again. What all data points are required? Yeah. So defining matrices here, if you see the example, like training need analysis. So this is as a topic we kind of took it. And then we say that for us to really look into training need analysis, we would need performance feedback data. We would need inputs from to understand what are things are happening at the business level so that we can accordingly put various training feedbacks back to the L&D team. One was hiring feedback, and there are various such things, but this three is as a sample which I'm showing. And then we ask the team to click or put data enter on the right hand side. If you see there is a green, there is an orange, and there's a red sign. The green sign is where we had the data available. Orange is we had the data at some point but not extensively. Red sign is points. So this is how we started tracking the data. Like for example, as an outcome of this meeting, the team came up with an idea that if suppose why can't we take as part of our hiring feedback track like what could be the training which can be given to the new joining when he joins. Like for example, if I'm hiring somebody in my team whom I need to be good in MS Access, macros, good needs to be good in Power BI or just I interview the candidate, I see that he has a good capability, is not very hands-on on R, but I see that he has a capability to capture that. Whereas he is good in Power BI, he is good in the Excel analytics and everything. So then I put this data point back into my system, stating, maybe need to train in R in the next 3 months, so that this could be an entire package. And I hire the candidate. This data goes back to my L&D team. The L&D team takes this data, training accordingly. So I have that entire talent joining me with this entire package of R, and I'm able to utilize that much better. This is just one example, of how we can think about various, how we can ensure that these data are captured back in your systems that way. Similarly, quality of hire is on what all data points we would require to really evaluate a quality of hire. It could be confirmation feedback wherever a company has a confirmation process in place. It could be first year performance rating to evaluate whether the hiring, the guys who hire good in rating, or it could be the attrition within less than 1 year or less than 6 months, to see these data points and kind of simulate and push out the data so that we are able to push this. So these were the thought process, these were the simulation data points which we wanted to drive within each of our team members here, so that the data culture is kind of created here. So this is first step as to what we did. Now going to the next slide. So once defined, start capturing is what our method was. Data integration, this is just at a very broader level. Even we have a journey to yet to complete here on that, but we have done a lot of data integration through SuccessFactors. So the other challenges which most of our company, the data integration issue, but definitely SuccessFactor users has the of having all the modules integrated within each other. And more than that, SuccessFactor has that huge flexibility of APIs being available, so that most of the data, if you are even buying another tool, like we have an RNR tool, which is out of SuccessFactors. We have a DMAC document management, which is out of SuccessFactors. We have kind of integrated seamlessly with these tools. We have integrated our travel desk with our tools. So in fact, even referring to what Rahul spoke in, you mentioned the flexibility which SuccessFactor brings in terms of the open APIs and the integrity. That is definitely a huge plus which we had here. We kind of captured most of the data, and we ensured that most of the data lies back at one for us. Or even if it is there, we would try to bring it back to one system so that we are able to quickly extract at within the one team here. So this is another step, if you would want to do a journey of getting data into place, one data and one is integrating the data with various systems which you would have. We'll move on to the next slide and as to what we did further in our organization. So data quality, the other aspect, what we wanted to bring, okay, we matrices, we did the data integration, but we as an organization always had a challenge of the quality of data. So this is a slide which I've shamelessly picked it from somewhere, but this is exactly what we as Viacom did here. We collected all the data, we did continuous analytics, we followed up on the issues, and we did a structural implement. So to explain it in a very, what we exactly did is, we started the process of collecting data after that exercise of group. So we didn't stop to report dashboards, and we didn't wait for all the data to come after 6 months or 1 year. The moment we started getting small data points, we started reporting those dashboards back to the business, back to the BUHR. So this helped us getting a huge comfort. The business HR got a huge comfort, the business got a huge comfort. Oh, there is data coming back with a story back to us. The data which was getting captured, we were creating story out of those data, we were creating insights out of those data, and we were throwing it back to the business. It need not be a big tool or something. You just need to go and put it in a simple data, do a pivots, see the data in a various cuts, and report it back. The point what I'm pressing right here is reporting back is very important. So the moment you get that comfort, they participated in your agenda of getting all the data into place. So this is what happened in our company. They influenced the data, they saw more interest, they showed more interest in getting all the data into place. And this helped us getting successful in getting all the data at one place. So this was one way or what we do. We also, in the next slide, we will also show what we did. This is one way in terms of reporting data back, but we also did an employee self-certification activity. While we but we wanted the employee to validate their own data points. So we kind of captured all the data into our SuccessFactors zone, and we opened that link, which of course all of you SuccessFactors users would be aware, and we opened that link to employees, so that they can verify. So for this, what we did as an organization, we started running these campaigns, so self-certification campaign. You click this image, it used to directly open to their individual page. That's what we did. And they could scroll down and see all their personal attributes or their personal data points. What they had to do, they had to just go edit the data, submit it. And wherever there was a proof required, we had accordingly modified that panel in SuccessFactors so that they can accordingly upload the data, which came back to our backend team, and we were able to clean it across. So these were a couple of emailers which we ran as a campaign, last year, so that people can go and clean this data. And this was when we started around a couple of years back. That is when we did. But now, as a quarterly activity, we do a subtle communication to employees to go and continuously verify the data. So this was one. Going to the next slide. The next slide was about putting data to use. So the key important aspect is also how the data which you have captured, how are you able to give that as a easy way for people to access. And SuccessFactors has that capability to give employees an access, to give managers an access, to give business partner an access of their employees within their group. So going to the next slide, what we did. Okay, before that, in fact, before I go into what we did, there's another survey which speaks about that 100% of the business, in the same survey, the outcome was 100% of the business leaders say they would like to receive more data from HR. And the more data need not necessarily be in terms of data analytics or so, while data reports and everything is good, but it could be also hello. But it could also be in simple manner as just giving a access of your people's data to them so that they are able to quickly take a decision rather than waiting for HR to respond with the data. So in the next slide, I'll show as to how did we enable this through data and through documents. So easy access. So this is the SuccessFactors page, what we have here in Viacom. Of course, that's the same across as well. So we created a lot of this panel. On the top, if you see, there are personal information, employment information, profile, compensation statement, and so and so. And on the right hand side, if you see, there are within those each panel, what all data points gets covered. This is just a screenshot of the top screen which I shared here, but we have some almost 100 data points which are here. And wherever applicable, we have tried to capture all these data points. And the easy access here is when a business partner just goes and searches their employee from their business, you have to just type the name and the entire profile comes. And you can download those in PDF and you can share it to the business, or even the business for their own reporting team. They can see that and take any quick decision which is around these data points. So this is one step of easy access. The second step of easy access, in the next slide, Mukesh. So we also did, we have a DMAC. We had partnered with DMAC for our e-personal file. So we also did an exercise of moving all our hard copy personal file to e-personal file. And this system is integrated again with SuccessFactors in terms of the way it throws the data here and there. So what we did here is we also gave this access to employees. So in our SuccessFactors homepage, we have a tile called DigiVault. So if you click DigiVault, this takes directly to the system. It is a SSO linked one, and wherein employees are able to go and see their own mark sheets, their CVs, and various other data. Of course, certain data and this system also has the capability to control certain data which need not be shared. So this is what we did when we again ran a campaign around this. So this is just a small campaign which I'm showing. So Viacom believes in communicating very creatively. We being a media company, so whatever we do, we try to kind of communicate so that the engagement level from employees is at a very higher level. So this is one of the campaign wherein we told them that no more running around for data points. You can just go and check the data here. On the next slide, again, you can see certain campaigns which we have done. One click is all you need, and you can see the data, your own data. So this is again, something which we rolled out, easy access of data to them, to the managers. This also has a capability where managers can see their team's data. But for right now, we have controlled that. But definitely this has an option to do that. So this is about the easy access. The second aspect, what we try to cover, to get this entire agenda, is focusing on the objective aspect. So what we did here is, with this was more focused towards our team, wherein we are the team who is working on data, working on the operation process within our team. To train them to look at the objective, So I'll just share or look at the objective when you're doing any analysis, or look at the data from a very larger sense. So I'll share a very good example or scenario here. So this is an actual shot from the Amazon, about a book, The Fine or something. So I just picked up certain reviews, the customer reviews. So this is in data in place. You can see that the people have rated, 25 people have rated 5, 7 people have rated 4, and so on. And the overall rating of this book is 4.6. And this rating so much influences our decision every day. Whenever we shop anything, whenever we buy any product, this is something which kind of influences day in, day out. So in fact, to me as a personal, I had a habit around, years back to buy all the book, but I reading one or two, not even 10% of what I used to buy. So hence I saw the pattern that this is not helping me. So I thought, let me be focused, and I will only look at books which are 4.8 and above. Just go back, Mukesh. Just go. Yeah. I thought, let me focus on only the books which are top rated, so that I can let my focus only, so that the books are interesting and I am able to complete those books. So while I saw, in this, being a data guy, I saw that 25 people have done 5. A lot of people have done at a top 4 or 5. I was curious to see why somebody has rated a 2 or a 1 here. So that is when I saw as the next step here, Mukesh. When I drilled down to this 2-star, so I was curious, being a data guy, I went and I saw. The comment around this 2-star was, I had to return this product twice. Once because it had arrived in a poor condition, and the other reason was the books were torn and the pages were missing. So if guys, what I'm trying to highlight is, if you see, my qualification of buying the book was the content of the book and not the physical attribute of the book, which is here. So therefore, this score of 2-star is not applicable for the objective, what I am trying to say. My objective is to try to buy the book basis the content. So this become a noise data for me. So this is what we kind of trained in our team, to look at such noise data and remove those data, or look at the objective, what we are trying to present, and look at clean the data according. So what I just did then later on is I did put this data into a simple Excel. I did copied the same thing. 25 people rated 5, 7 people rated 4, and so on. The average rating is 4.6, which you could see because the weighted average here. I pasted the same rating here on the next tab. Yeah, Mukesh, next slide. Yeah. So if you see here, what I simply did is, since this 2 rating was a noise data for me, I removed this 2 rating data. And when I did the weighted average, the score moved from 4.6 to 4.8. This directly qualified for the objective which I was looking. So the point which I'm trying to highlight is, look into the data, go more deep into the data, see in the data, what could be the problem. The objective, what we are trying to find, when you see the data in depth, it could speak something else. So this was, various simulations which we ran within our team, and the focus was, look at the objective, look at the data, and then present the data. So this was one of the exercises which was done within the core team who were working on this projects. Moving on to the next slide. I'll show you various dashboards. The other pieces what we focused on, was, while I spoke about submitting various cuts and analytics, but along with that, what we also focused is to submit various one-pager analytics and all. So this was just a gist of one dashboard which we share with our businesses. There are various PDF. This is just first page of the PDF copy. So what we also try to do is not just give them a table and graphs. We try to make it more infographic here. So if you see the budget numbers, the various demographics of that particular department. So this was for the kids entertainment business within the Viacom, wherein we are trying to compare certain numbers here. So this is something which we started showing with infographics. So the engagement level with by showing infographics and focusedly showing what is needed was much high when we did that. Other than this standard dashboards, what we also did is we also started sharing focused dashboards. Mukesh, we'll move to the next slide. Yeah. So when coming to the focus dashboards, we started seeing the various agenda which were driving in the organization. So this is regarding the attendance at Vicom. The problem was Vicom being a media creative company. A lot of people used to be either in shoots or and we didn't limit people's entry in the organization to log in time in and time out. There's no restriction even today that you have to log in 9 hours or 10 hours or so and so. Because it's a creative industry, people need to think and so on and so on. But at the same time, we didn't want to allow misuse of the system. Hence, around a couple of years back, when we saw all the to ensure that if people don't regularize their data, we wanted to do a loss of page. It's just a very simple example of data what we can do. So basis this, then we proactively started presenting data around that, and we started driving within various business as to which business is not compliant, which business is compliant, where we are able to see a problem, where we are not able to see a problem. And I'm just showing you the way we present this data, rather than just pushing them tables within a one pager, so that your CEO is able to just open the mail body and able to see the entire gist of what is happening around that topic. And we also give our inferences in the topic along with the dashboards. So generally what happens when we cut and slice a data, we are able to cut some 50 to 100 cuts. And most of the time I have seen we submitting all those data points and asking the audience to figure out the message. Rather than the focus was, let us figure out the message and start presenting that to our management here. So I'll just quickly run through each of the slides of various focus dashboards which we have done. We have done more. Just Mukesh, we can quickly go through various next slide here. This was similarly on a people manager, which we did. Next slide again. So this was again on an insurance quick snapshot, wherein we wanted to calculate a claim ratio, the claim incurred, what was the total premium, what is the head count, how many people had taken a top up, how many lives are covered, what was the utilization, and various things which are relevant to our organization here. So this is something which again goes on a monthly basis, a quick snapshot which gives a quick gist about everything. We don't not only stop at this quick snapshots. What we also do is as and when of every quarterly, when we see new type of data coming into place, we kind of add that as an inference to our comment on the mail body and say this is what we see difference from what it has happened earlier. So this is how we created the entire data. And to add on to this, this is all this infographics which you saw today is kind of created in Excel. There's no macro use, no nothing use. It is a simple image pulled from Google, put it into Excel, a simple Excel formula which you have been able to drive through. So this is how we have been using. Of course, we wanted to get this data into place, standardize the data completely, and then move on. And of course, then we used some part of Power BI and R in our current scenario, wherein we are able to do some certain text analytics as well. I'll move to the last slide now. So the key piece here, the key message, what I'm trying to do is enable the HRBPs with a lot of data and ensuring that it reaches the business with the right message and actionable insights. This is what I spoke in my earlier part, that as and when we started getting data, we started submitting those data back to the business, to the business HR, so that they go and sit with the business. In fact, during the initial 6 months or so, even we started going and sitting with the business leads and telling them this is what the story it is coming out from your business. And basis that we were able to take various decisions, the business leads were able to take various decisions, which was right for the organization then. Next point, Mukesh. And the next point. So in fact, in our company, we have a people day concept, wherein every quarterly the business HR sits with the business leads. So here we made it mandatory to discuss the data. That was one agenda. And AHM is all, which is again with the group of that employees here. So here, whatever data was discussed with the business leads, we kind of try to translate that into actionable insights during the AHM meeting, which happens with the entire employees of that particular business. So this is what we kind of follow here in Vicom here. So to get the data culture into place, to use data and continuously use the system which is available here. So guys, that's it from my end. So the yes, analytics is keeping things simple. It's not complicated. Start reporting the data which you have it, and you will see those improving continuously on a continuous basis. Thank you, guys. Open to questions. Hi, Mukesh. I'm not able to hear you. Hello.
Clement, are you able to hear
Hello.
me?
Hey, yeah, now we can.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you,
able to. We are able to hear you.
okay, I don't know what happened, but looks like things are okay. So any questions for Clement? Thanks a lot. I think what you shared absolutely makes sense. First things first, junk in, junk out, right? So first thing you need to do is to clear whatever you have, identify what is missing, and then start reporting. So very, very
Sure.
clearly explained. Thank you so much. Any questions from anybody here on the call for Clement and what he presented? Wow. So this is the eerie silence, you know. So I very, very vividly remember when I was in college, there used to be this physics professor who was our HOD at that point in time. And at the end of every class, he would ask this, you know, do you have any questions regarding what we just discussed? And this kind of silence would be there. And he would say, either you understood everything that I spoke about, or you did not understand anything I spoke about. My experience is that, you
I
know,
would
there's
prefer to
always a
take.
third. No, there's always a third option, which is you understood, you have some, you didn't understand some. You have some questions, but you're feeling shy to ask the questions. So usually that's the reason why people don't ask questions. But I think the great first step from that perspective. Now, the question that I have, Clement, for you is what next?
Yes.
So now that you have all of this in place, so what is the next
True.
step that you
True.
want to take?
Right. So Mukesh, what we are also doing using some part of Power BI here, so that this while we have been extensively using Access and some part of Power BI to be able to enable this, but within the Excel environment also and been able to automate it completely. So like on a quarterly basis, we are able to get an output of a good dashboards, intuitive infographic dashboard through a click of a button. And so around 25 to 30 dashboards gets released on a quarterly based to one is at a holistic level and then at a various business sub business level, which could be kids business or colors business and so and so. So various dashboards gets automatically converted into a PDF format and then it is kind of released to them. So this is definitely what the something which we do. The next step is definitely to look into more text analytics. We kind of our exit analysis and everything. We do that, but getting into a much standard tool and make those tools available to everyone. I know SuccessFactors has that workforce analytics and these things in place. Want to bring that up at the start when our entire challenge itself was the data, right? So once we have said want to get definitely into a tool wherein we are able to submit the standard data reporting continuously. But having analytics is not only about the standard reporting, but it's also about continuously seeing some insights, basic or the relevancy of your organization, what is happening, and reporting data points and one pages on that on a continuous basis, which needs more flexibility on at your part, which we are able to do that extensively at least if you are able to automate 80% of these things through a tool at a higher level, which will save a lot of time, which right now we have done it at limited to at a Excel and an Access level. But definitely there is more at a larger tool like Workforce Analytics also.
Okay. So a quick question to everyone else on the call. Is anyone using similar tools or workforce analytics from SuccessFactors at all on this call? Is there, would someone like to share how you use data in your organization to enable your business? Guys, you have to share, you have to talk, otherwise it's gonna get really eerily silent. So Delighten, what would you say based on your understanding of the solutions? So workforce analytics from SuccessFactors, how does that help? Is there a, do we have customers using it? Do we have feedback from customers?
Yeah, I think
Anyone
certainly, I
else?
think WFA is a solution which can give you that kind of a slice and dice, which Clement mentioned out in his slides. And I think some of the, the numbers which is coming out, okay, this is the LOPs, MTV has the maximum LOPs of and all this. So I think this is something is a capability of WFA which it can bring it as part of the product itself. I'm glad that I think he's already developed that thing in the existing scenario itself. But yeah, given the scenario, we have few customers. I think I do not see them in the meeting in the webinar right now, but I think we have few customers who have already embarked that journey, and they are getting into this edge where Clement mentioned about. And some of the topics which Clement mentioned initially is like cleansing of the data is something I see most of the customers get into as a start of it. So I have one question for Clement is that to get into this particular project, and I think maybe get into this activity, you might be requiring an initial support from the ecosystem in the HR to buy in this idea. So how did you get that? So I think I would usually say that it's a quite resistant scenario, and I think when you say that okay, you need to clean up your data, it's a bold statement for the HR to do that. So how did you convey that? And I think that's the real part, tough part of it. Outcome is, I would say that it would be fairly simpler. I think if you have structured people and all. But getting this thing done is like, I would say, is a really a big salute for you to getting that thing done.
So maybe let me add to what Delighten just said, Clement. I think it would be great if you can also maybe enumerate a little bit about the challenges that you faced in this entire process.
Exactly.
And how do you overcome those challenges? Any tactics, tips that people can actually use?
Sure. So Delighten, in fact, in terms of data cleansing is a very task here. So, but what we did here is most of this task we kept it within our team.
Okay.
Here, task, and we kind of designed a method for future capture. Okay. So most of the historical data which we had, we kind of brought it into our team. We understood the data in and out, and therefore we were able to create a method data can be captured. So that is what we did, like the RNR data as an example. That is just one example which I am speaking of. A lot of data here. So RNR data which were in various part in the Excel, we kind of cleaned and we kind of uploaded it in SuccessFactors today. If you see, if I go and search any employee, I'll also be able to see his rewards history as to what all he has got lifetime with Viacom. So this is kind of captured in SuccessFactors. So this we saw how streamline that in Excel environment, and then how we can streamline that in the Success distribute in SuccessFactors. And then what we did, we give them a simple methodology to the team who are managing this so that they can store data in those format. And also, if you see, the HR analytics has been a very important topic in the last 3-4 years, right? And most of the CHROs has been driving that across. And also what we do, the one thing what we did is we didn't wait for all this cleansing to happen. Okay, that is the key tips which I would share. We started reporting data. Okay, we started telling stories out of data. So this gave them more comfort and more trust towards the central team, right? So when business saw a benefit out of it, that itself influenced them to contribute more to of getting data into place. So this was the key piece which we kind of picked up completely here. And in fact, the employee self-certification, just to add one point, the employee self-certification thing, this is something which you present of the company. We said this is something we are doing. And as part of our activity, we are also going to do an employee self-certification, which is what all we, as part of our org-wide activity, we also want to do employee self-certification, wherein employees go and validate their data. Getting all the data into place, but I also wanted to be more sure about the data. This is something which presented to the management team and just launched this, and that is why we did this campaign. So what happened? This was again another tactics of influencing the company, telling them that if an employee has validated their data and we have done these steps, that means the data report to you is going to be right. Most of the CEOs, if you ask, they will not be sure about the data what HR reports to them. This could be a mistake. And CEOs most of the time they will catch the data by just seeing the data that there is something wrong in the data. So this is for comfort. Of course, our data become more clean. And when we were presenting it to, when we told them that we have done this exercise, at the back of the mind, they had that trust and the comfort on the data, whatever we presented. So this was overall a great influence which we were able to.
Cool. So I have a question for all the other participants as well. I'm just going to unmute everyone. Is there any particular topic or question or area that you would like to discuss going forward as part of this HRSIG? Because this is ultimately a forum for people like you. So you need to decide what topics get covered here, who gets to present here, what gets shared here. So anyone has any thoughts on what you would like to hear going forward? Or even if you have something that you would like to share.
So fine, I think.
Looks like everyone is shy.
So I think it's fine. I think maybe we will have to take this offline, because I think this is something we wanted to know. But certainly, I think I
would want to.
Yeah.
So I would want to, Mukesh, I would has understood everything here.
Hey, perfect. I think it was a very good presentation, actually, I would say. Because you touched upon the critical points which usually organization face, and especially I interact with multiple customers and I see the same thing talked by most of the customers, that this is the challenge what we are facing. So I can really relate, and prior to SAP working with, I myself have been on the other side where I used to do these all activities, and I think I can really feel that this is the way how it is to be done, and you need participation from all these people to get this thing done, to cleanse this, and only then you can come up with outcomes and all these things. So I think I think it's a very good presentation which you had made with all the slides and all. So I would say that I think since again I think I'm sorry because I think it's a very nascent stage of this initiative. So we would like you to once again present in a bigger forum where we have more people. But I think today also we had so we will do that.
So I think Clement. So the reason why I brought that up is because usually that cracks people up and people ask questions. But it looks like today people are a little more shy than usual. Maybe the effect of coronavirus. People are wanting to stay quiet rather than anything else. So of course, Sunil has said in the chat that recruitment and automation is something that he would like to listen as well. So that's one good input. And again, thanks a lot, Clement, for taking time and running the session for us. Thanks everyone else on
Thanks,
the
Mukesh.
call
Thank you.
for having attended this. So we will get back to you with the next session details. If there is anything that you would like to share, just drop a note to either me, Delighton, or on the WhatsApp chat, and we can talk, right? So thanks everyone.
Hey, thank
Have a
you.
great
Thank
day.
you. Thanks,
Stay safe.
everyone.
Thanks. Yeah. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.